Oh, good evening. Well, my name is Katrin once again, and tonight, I will speak English just because I promised yesterday while I was sorry crying. I got the issue. Unfortunately, I got the issue, the very serious. I'm the victim of the financial fraud, and I'm very embarrassed. Honestly, it's very, very embarrassing. And I used to be shocked. I was really shocked yesterday, and I will try to tell you shortly how did it happen. And honestly, they were targeting those Russians who live overseas. And well, I've got my lesson. I mean, the life gave me the lesson. I've got it. Never ever contact or give any kind of private details to those who you've never seen and you don't know them, even to those who you know quite well and since probably your childhood. We should be quite attentive. But if you have never seen a person in a real life, you don't know who is that, where he has grown up, he or she has grown up. That's quite obvious, I know. Now it seems to be quite obvious even for me, but I made a mistake. Well, I made a mistake. I'm a victim of a financial fraud. I don't believe too much in authorities, official authorities, and the police officers, stations, and so on. Anyway, with an advocate in the UK, we arranged an issue, the official one, the official case, to the police in the UK, because I was contacted by the phone number +44, which is supposed to be unregistered in the UK. And when you unregister in the UK, the phone number, the police anyway, they must know the person's name, contact details, the precise address, and so on, at least to be contacted by via WhatsApp. I don't know. I will try to keep in touch. I will try to inform you, but I'm not too much sure. And even here in France, I don't believe too much. But I've been living in France for 10 years. Well, yes, the robbers, the scammers, they were targeting Russians who have been living overseas. You know that the situation today is quite particular. Probably you don't believe me, you will never believe me, you won't believe me, but Russians are suffering a lot, enormously suffering, especially if you do not live in your home country, but you live overseas in the European environment. And well, the issue of racism, in terms of bank attitudes and so on, well, it's quite common case now. And yes, I was persuaded by those robbers who were speaking Russian, but I've heard their accent. I'm the linguist. It's really embarrassing for me. I've heard their accent. I know from which country do they come from. Well, I understand it quite well, but we are all Russian speakers. And well, I have no evident proofs, but I know that by the accent, and I had to trust my ears, my linguistic ears. I didn't do that, and now I don't know. Well, I think I lost my money. I lost about $7,000. That's a lot for me. That's pretty a whole year of work. And I must work harder. I must work now, despite of the fact that I got some plans to stay calmer with my daughter during the summer period. No, it won't be my case. I think now I will have to be back to the quite active professional life. And well, I'm talking to you just especially to those who I know, because my public accounts, they are mostly closed accounts because of my particular issue with the father of my daughter. And he tries to spy everywhere. He tries to write to other people, contact them to tell them the stories. I'm just aware of that issue. We are not married anymore. We haven't been married for 6 years. That's enough. It seems to me that's enough. And it's just this financial fraud issue, which is quite punishing. Honestly, I'm suffering. Well, since yesterday morning, I've been suffering a lot, enormously, and I'd like just to tell those who supported me today, this morning, who supported me really very warmly. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your understanding. Yes, I got the case. You understand it quite well, that everyone, we can be the victims of the financial frauds like that. It was quite stupid from my side. I feel myself guilty. Really, I accuse myself a lot, and I blame myself for what I've done. And well, of course, it's just me who is responsible for what happened. But anyway, I'd like to draw your attention to my several projects, because I must work hard, I must earn now. I've been paying all the taxes, which are quite high here in France. I've been paying them for my English classes, French classes, Russian classes, because I must pay back I borrowed from banks. Well, for those robbers, for those scammers, I'm really embarrassed, and it's really painful. But the life gives us lessons which are painful, but which are good teachers, I think. I hope for my future, for the rest of my future, I hope, well, that was enough. And just if you wish, I can share. If you wish, I can share some videos which I downloaded to my Telegram account. It's a particular messenger, and just to let you know how does it play. Well, you see, they contacted me in Russian. They pretended, you see, they pretended to be official brokers of trade.jd market expo.com. Well, they pretended. Well, yes, I understood it quite late. 2 weeks later, well, you see, he tries to explain to me why the proof of their illegal issues are just shit and nothing else. Then they tried to kind of to contact me in English. Those English was with such a strong Russian, or even, well, I have to tell you, with an Ukrainian accent. Well, it was very strong. It was quite recognizable. My linguistical, well, ears, they could recognize. I had to pay attention before, but unfortunately, I didn't do that. Well, yes, the British police will have a look what they could do. We never know. Don't believe a lot in the possibility to be paid my money back. For sure, I think I lost them because they used the bybit.com platform of cryptocurrency. Yes, it was stupid from my side, I know that. Well, no need to repeat that. I'm not well formed in this professional area. I'm quite well formed in linguistical issues, and well, unfortunately, yes, I was stupid. I'm embarrassed. Thanks, do not repeat that me regularly. Just if you've got some ideas, how can you help me with some probably directions? Where should I go? Where should I run? You are really very welcome. Just contact me privately. I will try to see. If not, what I'd like to propose to you, just you can be easily my students now, because I must work, I must pay for the loan, bank loan, which I've got. I borrowed money from the bank, and I paid them to the scammers. And unfortunately, we are not protected well by police authorities or by states. Doesn't matter where. Honestly, in Russia, they are protected better, because this website, it wasn't available from the Russian side, because in between I visited Russia and I tried to contact them, and yes, they asked me to install the AnyDesk software. I know that it's dangerous. Well, I understood it quite well that it's dangerous. I don't know why I did believe to those youngsters according to their voices, I can conclude they are about 25 years old, maybe. Males, males. I would like that God would do something. I will pray. Frankly speaking, I will pray that the God would do something to cut their balls off and to protect them, to prevent them, not to stop and do not produce the human creatures like that. To stop them being parents, honestly, it's absolutely not human. What happened to me, and yes, I know it was my mind, which wasn't kind of clever or intelligent enough. But anyway, I wish they could really stop producing human beings biologically. Really, I'm really very very stressed by this story, and I must stay strong, and I try not to cry. It's the second day when I try to I try to sort it out. It won't be easy for me. It won't be easy for my relatives. Fortunately, my boyfriend, the course, he supported me, and fortunately was quite calm here at home. But anyway, nevertheless, I feel very embarrassed. Well, if you'd like to support me, if you'd like to participate at any kind of societies where you are tired of political issues, because I'm fed up with that story of wars, of conflicts, aggressions, and the stuff like I've been suffering from. You can join my platform on Telegram. You just need to download the Russian software, which is called Telegram, which seems to be quite secured. I've got the channels, the private channels and the public channels, and one of them, let me show it to you. Why do I really propose you to join us? It's just because it's my singing teacher, and we created the project together. Anatoly vocalist streaming. Let me just share it with you. The service we are ready to provide you, me and my singing teacher. You see, it's not the fraud. Ce n'est pas d'arnaque. It's not the fraud. We are real ones, and he's been singing. Well, it can be probably a pleasure to see a real Russian who's been singing in 3 languages. He tries to do his best to sing not only in his mother tongue, which is like mine, Russian, but to sing in English, to sing in French. I've been training him phonetically, and he's been training me in terms of being able to sing. You can just enjoy watching that. You can participate in discussions in Russian, in English, and in French. We just ask to avoid any political issues, because we are really fed up with these stories of aggressions, wars, political conflicts. It's not the place to discuss any kind of questions like that. It's just the place to be unified, not aggressively, but really very in a peaceful way, to discuss any kind of arts issues, any kind of historical events, literature points, issues, topics, volumes, publications, probably publishing, authors, writers, probably countries, even tourism in general, because I used to work for the travelers. I used to guide in English throughout Trans-Siberia, from Moscow to Vladivostok, from Moscow to Beijing, Peking, and that would be my pleasure to share my knowledge with you, and that would be his pleasure to share his knowledge and his possibility to sing for you. Well, yes, of course, if you've got some personal or personalized orders for someone, you can contact me directly or ask directly here and there on the platform, on the channel, public channel, and we'll be happy to prepare you this song me with him, just me, just him, mostly him, in Russian and French and English, with the short topic, which we are ready to address to a person you would like to greet, probably. And of course, we would like to get a little payment. You can pay to my PayPal account. I indicated here. I pay all the taxes here in France, or you can pay directly to the his Russian bank account, because he's been living in Russia, in my native town, which is called Kaluga. And well, that's our way to try to support the art, to support our professional environment, which we've been providing culturally, educationally, which we've been trained for. And, while there are some political issues, conflicts, aggressions, wars, it's probably the hardest stuff to deal with such cultural topics, to organize probably the societies where aggression is forbidden, where political issues are not to be discussed. And well, that was the main purpose. Well, I mean, just if you wish to organize such an order, yes, we'd like you to pay. It'll be just 15 euros per song, with personalized greetings. We can organize it in English, in French, or in Russian, or in 2 of these 3 languages, or even in 3 languages. And that person, my singing teacher, or all together, him and me, or just me if you wish, we can sing a song which you are ready to choose, or you are ready to propose, and it will support us enormously. Well, really, it will support my singing teacher, who's been suffering in this work context too, because well, we are limited in our capacity to earn, in our capacity to feed our kids. Well, all around has got too much of political points, of political issues. We'd like really to avoid. That's enough of aggression. It's the 2nd year, and I don't blame anyone, absolutely anyone. I'm not inside, and I'd like to stay aside. Well, I'd like really to invite those who are tired like us, and who are ready just to share your personal or professional points, and well, your multicultural topics. That's all for now. I'm really sorry for this sad story from my side. Let me just show you what kind of things, different styles, you can be proposed on our channel. And you are really very, very welcome to join us, to communicate, to order, to be served, to discuss, to develop any other ideas. And that's all for now. And let's enjoy a little bit. You can listen to it once again, as I've mentioned. You can listen to it in our quite traditional one for the victory days. It's not the political issue. Once again, it's the cultural, and it's very, very touching for every Russian herd, or the ex-USSR areas, historical period. That's why it's here, this song. What else can we propose? Well, we can propose, he can propose to sing, well, with dancers. Just enjoy, it's free. Well, till the moment, the Russian folk songs, you see, folk songs, folk dancers. I won't show it here. You can just join our channel. It's free of charge. Just join us, enjoy, share your points, share your topics. We will try to participate. And just as far as you are ready to get us some orders, it will support us. We will work with the warm heart, especially for you, and it will support really our stories and my financial fraud issue, which I've been suffering from. I'm really very, very sorry to tell you, but I've been suffering. I don't know, will I be able to talk about that in French? Probably not, because of my ex-husband who tries to spy me everywhere, despite of the fact that he's able to speak English, but I try to get my account closed. We will see, I don't know by the moment. But what about the cultural exchange? You are really very, very welcome, you see. Well, Anatoly proposes. Easily recognize it. There are some orders that we have already arranged.
Катерина, с наилучшими пожеланиями для тебя. Люби и будь любимой. Будь счастливой.
The journalist, the business person, business lady, the Russian one, who's been living in France for 9 years. Really enjoy. It's free of There are even some songs in Armenian language you see at the end of those long tracks. You will find that all free of charge. I can download some of my songs if you wish. If you ask, we can share something else free of charge. No worries. It's not just to make you pay only. It's just to invite you to enjoy, to discuss, and as I've mentioned before, just to use a little bit part of service which we could arrange, and we ask to be paid. From my head. I promise you that. Different languages and so on. We can arrange on this platform even the direct discussions, and we've got some ideas because, well, my singing teacher has got a particular issue. He was born in a family with just deaf people, absolutely. His parents, his brother, they are deaf, and it's just him who's been singing, talking, speaking, listening, and who is able to hear others. And we thought to arrange some series, but it depends on our listeners. If we have listeners, well, international audience, we will do that in English and in Russian, or probably even in French at some moment, or we will arrange it just in English if there are mostly English speakers on the channel. It depends. Well, sorry guys that I started my topic with this issue, which has been very, very embarrassing for me, which has been very, very, I've been struggling. Well, it wasn't because of my high level of intelligence, for sure. Well, I was manipulated, but I must figure it out. I must deal with that. I must assume what I've done, and I will try to do that on my best. Well, Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming. Thanks for contacting. Stay tuned, and please never believe to any kind of accounts which those scammers can arrange now. If they ask you to pay money directly, I don't know where, please contact me directly. You know my phone number, you can communicate. And the most important stuff is please wait for my video talking head who's been confirming any kind of demands, because now the scammers, the fraud is so widely spread and so well arranged in that deep way, well, clever way, that I'm really shocked about many technical issues which penalized me, I would say. I wouldn't like you to be penalized by any kind of demands from my accounts which are not actually truly mine. Just wait for me talking privately to you or publicly where I confirm, or when I confirm. If you get some demands, just ask me privately. Wait for my voice send to you, and even video talking, presenting, or confirming any kind of demands, financially serious demands, because I'm quite scared now about being scammed once again, about being pretended that it's me who is begging, being paid or whatever, and it won't be me, for example. Please be careful. But anyway, you are welcome. Please join us. Please ask me some questions privately. I will try to answer to everyone. I know that there are really friends in my case, because I used to work for many of you. I used to teach some of you. I used to contact some of you because I helped probably, or you helped probably, or we worked together. Well, there are some different cases, and that's why I told myself that my second video will be addressed in English for those who are able to speak English. In French, I'm still doubting. I don't know. It's just because of my French husband, my ex-husband. We've not been married for 6 years, but it's still quite controversial story. Our daughter, she's just 9 years old, quite young, and I wouldn't like her to be inside of this story. I try to protect her, and anyway, I need to develop professionally. And thanks for any kind of your support. And what is the most important probably in that story? Advice. Probably you could advise me something, how to protect myself, how to stop these scammers, this fraud. But honestly, I don't believe too much in the police, probably investigation or whatever. Well, in Great Britain, in London, we started the investigating issue because they contacted me from the UK phone numbers. They were talking to me for 2 weeks. They persuaded me to keep silence and not to share it with my relatives or with my close friends. And I made this mistake, and just listen to me carefully and try to be really careful, and try to protect your families, to protect your relatives. Try to be clever, or more intelligent than I used to be. Well, sorry guys, once again, thanks for listening, and I'll be very happy if you join us, and we will work together, we will discuss together, we will try to do something peaceful, in purpose to be back to the peace on the earth. Well, good night. Thanks a lot for everyone, and hope to see you soon at any kind of communications. Bye. Your Katrin.